Hey, happy Monday, everybody. Mark again here, WeatherMan Plus. Now, we're getting a lot of storms this morning. I'm in Milwaukee, and we're getting a lot of booming going on, so you might hear it in the background. But we're still getting a freezing rain. We're still getting the snow, and this is going to transition over northern Michigan as well, and it will go out through the northeast. And when they get the surface low out through the northeast, as it moves away and pulls that cold air down, it's even going to bring some snowfall towards New York. Not a whole bunch, but it is bringing a little bit. But this next system that we have is bringing still over a foot of snow and some very dangerous winds. And just the storms that we had yesterday did bring a lot of tornadoes and a lot of wind damage already. And they did have 9 tornadoes yesterday and over 100 to 120 wind damage reports. And you can see we did have one in Kansas as well, but it's right towards Oklahoma City, right where we saw those strong helicity values yesterday in the video. And it did bring a lot of damage in their direction. Now, there was a lot of wind damage yesterday, especially in Oklahoma. So make sure you go to the link in the description if you want to watch these videos all the way through. Please be safe. There's a lot of wind going for today as well. And we have another potential outbreak happening this week. Even had some animals that had to get rescued yesterday from all the wind damage. So God bless all of you that was in those storms yesterday. The best news is that it has passed. Now you can see from the vorticity that it is going out to the Ohio Valley today and going out through the northeast, still bringing some winds as well, and it is bringing that snowfall for y'all. And you can see with your lower level winds that it is going to mild down compared to what we had yesterday, but you still have some winds for today, 50, even up to 60 miles per hour wind gusts as it goes out through the northeast. Now this is still bringing the freezing rain and the snowfall with it as it goes out through the northeast, still bringing a good amount of snowfall. And as the surface low goes offshore, then it's going to bring the snow on a wraparound towards the coast of the northeast. Still not going too far south. But then we have this next storm coming in. But we still have the severe weather for today before that next storm comes in. So you do have a slight risk, and that is for the winds for today. But your tornado threat has ramped up a little bit more for today. Instead of the 2%, now you have a 5% right over Ohio. So here's your cities at risk for the tornado threat for today: Columbus, Ohio; Dayton, Ohio; Canton, Ohio; Muncie, Indiana, as well as Springfield, Ohio. That's where the biggest risk is, as well as your 2% in the green. But it's still bringing 40 and 50 miles per hour wind gusts all day and all evening long, all the way across until Kentucky to later on this afternoon. And then as it goes out through the northeast, you can see it's not bringing too many winds for y'all. But it is bringing some snowfall, and as you go overnight to the early morning hours, then it's going to bring the snowfall towards the northeast. And then once you go into tomorrow afternoon, then it's going to bring the snowfall towards the New England states, bringing y'all snowpack. But it is going to be all the way until Wednesday morning before that stops, and then our next system comes on through. Still showing it's going to add up to a good bit of snowfall for the northeast, and we're going to get a little clipper on Wednesday that's going to bring some more snowfall towards the upper Midwest. But still bringing a good bit of snowfall all the way across the upper Midwest, the northern half of Michigan, and the northeast. The northeast is going to get a great bit of snowfall. Now that second storm had been showing southern for the longest time now. The update has changed a little bit to a higher ridge, guys. A lot warmer temperatures. Still bringing a foot of snow. And you can see for the freezing rain, still to come a lot of ice potential. Still coming, this damage in ice. This is adding up from 1/4 inch to 1/2 inch. And it has dissipated from Pennsylvania from what you're going to be getting out of this freezing rain and ice. But you can see it's all the way up to 1/4 inch or more in that dark pink section. So that brings it up to damage and ice where you could still have power outages. So just be aware, below all that snow is going to be a lot of ice. Plus, we still have a lot of people without power. And just because you're not in yellow don't mean you don't have power outages in your area. That's just at least 10,000 customers. But you can see it for California, New Mexico, Texas, Oklahoma, Michigan still without power. Michigan is at 136,000, California 45, Oklahoma almost 20, and New Mexico and Texas a little over 10. But the next system's still coming in all the way till March 1st. And this is why you still have your blizzard warnings in California until March 1st. And it's still going all the way to the south and bringing a lot of severe weather. Matter of fact, the severe weather has ramped up for an extra day. It's going to be 3 days long of severe weather in the south, while it brings all this heavy snowfall. It's a lot of precipitation, so there's going to be a lot of snow all the way from the central U.S., the Great Lakes, and going out through the Northeast. But at the same time, besides your blizzard warnings in California, it's still going to have a lot of extreme impacts. All this purple is all extreme impacts. And they're still expecting another 4 to 7 feet of snowfall in the high Sierra Mountains. So from southern Oregon to central California, we'll see the greatest impacts from heavy snowfall rates, excess of 2 inches per hour at times. Additional snowfall of 4 to 7 feet for Sierra Nevada, combined with high winds, blizzard conditions, and dangerous to impossible travel is expected, guys. And you can see the winds do gather up for the southwest, but once it comes towards the south central, once you go into Thursday and Friday, it's really starting to bring a lot of high winds with this system as well. This system always showed stronger out of all three. As it goes out through the Northeast, still bring a lot of high winds for y'all as well. This is going from Friday into Saturday. But you can see how much it grows when it leaves over the southwest and gets over to south central. Then you get this big, strong system. You get another potential squall line forming up, bringing all these damaging winds, and it is going to bring severe weather for a few days. And now you can see the tight isobars. Look how tight these isobars are around this surface low. This is a lot of high winds, guys. The isobars this tight tells me that you're going to see a lot of excess winds, probably even stronger than the last one that we just had, because these isobars show that it's going to be a lot of strong winds coming with this system. Now you notice that the surface low for the Northeast has raised up a little bit. It brings all these warm temperatures all the way up for y'all, and the snowfall rating has changed. Still bring a lot of high winds in your direction, but who's going to get snowfall out of that has changed a little bit. But with this squall line forming up late Thursday and into Friday, going all the way to the East Coast, I do believe we will see another severe weather outbreak out of this, if not for damaging winds, potential tornadoes as well. Because you can see with your cape, with your lift, that it gets a lot of lift as you go through Wednesday, also Thursday, also for Friday. It's just going to be all week. And you see how it ramped up for your cape values for your lift. It has grown for the Southeast for Friday. So instead of milding down, it ramps back up one more time. But it's really going to be Wednesday and Thursday with some very strong values. And it's going to be storms the whole time. A lot of lightning strikes all Wednesday, all Thursday, even bringing a lot of chances for large hail. All that white right there and that lightning strike is indicative to large hail, and you really can't see it real good from this far back. But when you zoom in, you really get a good idea of how much large hail is going to come out of that system as it ramps back up. So this really is going to be a strong, severe weather that comes for this Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as that goes towards the East Coast, especially Wednesday and Thursday. So it has increased on their severe weather. Instead of Thursday and Friday, they put it for Wednesday as well. So for Wednesday, you have a 5%. This is for Memphis, Tennessee, Birmingham, Alabama, Shreveport, Louisiana, Little Rock, Arkansas, and Jackson, Mississippi. And then as it moves across for Thursday, you still have your 15% and your enhanced risk. Guys, this is already a day 4, still looking at enhanced risk. I think this could upgrade again to a moderate risk in some of this areas. But so far, the enhanced risk is Shreveport, Louisiana, Jackson, Mississippi, Tyler, Texas, Tuscaloosa, Alabama, and Longview, Texas, as well as a 15% all the way from Houston, Texas, Dallas, Memphis, Tennessee, Fort Worth, and New Orleans, Louisiana. And it still has the 15% for Friday. So you have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday on this next system for severe weather. So Friday is Charlotte, North Carolina, Atlanta, Georgia, Birmingham, Alabama, Montgomery, Alabama, and Columbus, Georgia. And you can see that next system is bringing a lot of high winds. Still showing very strong winds for northern Mexico, over 80 to 85 miles per hour wind gusts coming with the system. As it goes through Thursday, it is going to bring a lot of winds to the south, and Friday is going to carry on towards the southeast, the mid-Atlantic, and the northeast. A lot of high 50s, and that yellow is getting into 60s as it goes out through the northeast. And still have a strong section as it leaves, still hurricane force wind gusts, high 70s on that. It is going to be a strong system. So we still have the rest of today to go through, all these damaging winds, and it's still going to go out through the northeast. And then the next system is still going even lower, bringing strong winds with that as well. Still showing very high winds, especially down here for northern Mexico. But you're getting the high 60s for western Texas, higher elevations of New Mexico. And as it goes out through the east, look at all these high winds. This up here is the first one. It contributes a little bit as that second system comes. But look at the second system. As it comes in, it brings in high winds with that as well. A big pocket of high 50s and high 60s, picking over 70 miles per hour for eastern Tennessee. As it goes out through the northeast, hits southern Maryland and southern Delaware and a little bit of southern Jersey as well. Matter of fact, National Weather Service has for the next 72 hours, the highest max being 108 miles per hour wind gusts. But look at all these high winds that's going to finish coming through for today and the beginning of that next one. Very high winds. And this right here is going to cover over towards the east and cover this whole region looking the same way. Very high winds, guys. And you can see the setup here from National Weather Service. So we have the rain, we have the ice and the snow. We also have the severe weather outlook while you're getting thunderstorms all down the west coast, getting snowfall in the higher elevations. But as that goes out through the northeast, you can see also you're going to be on that warm up from that surface low, and this is where your snowfall is going to be, so you're still getting the storms. But as this comes by the southwest and comes by the south central, you can see where everything starts. So you're getting a lot of storms, and you're getting a lot of snowfall on a wraparound, mostly for the higher elevations. But you're getting all these thunderstorms come Thursday, and Friday is when this system really strengthens up and brings a lot of high winds. But you also can see that they have for the I-95 corridor a lot of rain. But look how much it jumps from Friday to Saturday. They're still not 100% sure how much snowfall is coming for the northeast. It is a quick transition. They will update this. It's still too far away to be sure, guys. But so far, it looks like that surface low could bring warmer temperatures, and you might not get that very heavy snowfall. It will be for the upper half of the Ohio Valley so far. But all in all, is bringing a lot of precipitation down the west coast. A lot of this is going to be snowfall as well. And you see all this heavy precipitation going all the way up to the northeast. A lot of this is going to be that heavy snowfall with some more flash flooding possible in this dark red right here. The dark red is anywhere from 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. So National Weather Service did put this out for flash flooding. So for Wednesday, it gets towards Memphis, Nashville, Knoxville, Greenville, even some of Atlanta and Birmingham. As you go through Thursday, it's going to grow with a slight risk, especially for Arkansas, Memphis, Tennessee, Nashville, and getting into Kentucky. A big slight risk of flash flooding. That's for Thursday. But when you look for Friday, you can see what National Weather Service is thinking. Instead of a big snowfall, they have it for a flash flood area, all the way from Cincinnati, Ohio, all the way into Pennsylvania. A lot of chances for flash flooding for Friday. And Euro is just about on that same track as well. So as that system comes out and it comes through the southwest, then when it comes across the south central, it's still bringing that little bit of snowfall towards the south central. But it starts to really get heavy for northern Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, Ohio, and the intercoastal northeast. It has raised up just a little bit. You still have a chance for some of Jersey, Delaware, and Maryland, and Northern Virginia getting in on the heavy snowfall. But it has gone up a little bit higher of a ridge for Friday and Saturday. And all in all, bringing still over a foot of snow. But you see how it transitioned a little bit further to the north, guys. So you did get your heavy snowfall for the west coast. I will show you for Portland and Oregon as well. But all this is still over a foot. And still showing over a foot for Missouri, over here for Illinois, almost 2 feet for Indiana. That's what that blue is right there. Northern Ohio, over a foot. Southern Ohio, less than a foot, 3 to 5, 3 to 7. But look at all this imprint of over a foot coming with that next system. Cuts Pennsylvania right in half, but Philadelphia and Pittsburgh, y'all still get in on some snowfall. But it looks like the heavy snowfall is right above y'all. Over a foot coming with this next system. Still reaching further down New Jersey and Maryland and Delaware, just not as far as before. Matter of fact, when you look at GFS, you can see that the trend is going even higher, and it's not going to affect Ohio or much of the Ohio Valley. But it is showing it is going to go towards the northeast. But GFS takes a higher ridge. The Canadian shows it going a little bit further to the east and still brings a lot of heavy snowfall, still showing over a foot. The only issue is National Weather Service is showing that all this is going to be northern Ohio Valley. The southern Ohio Valley should be rain. Still a little too far, guys. They can change their forecast, but so far it's still showing over a foot of snow. This is with the Canadian model. It's a little bit further to the south. But when you take a look at all the ensembles according to the Euro, you can see as you go Thursday into Friday that it cuts the Ohio Valley right in half. Some of it show you'll get snow. Some of it show that it'll be rain for the southern half and snow for the northern half. And that seems to be the trend on a lot of these, that it's going to be rain on the southern half and snow on the northern half. And as it goes up towards the northeast, you see it brings a lot of freezing rain, but a lot of them show it will be rain along the coast. Some of them show that the freezing rain or the snow could go a little bit further to the south. So that is still a possibility, guys. Like I said, it's still too far to be sure. But the update in the ensemble show that it will still be a little too warm for the I-95 corridor. It will be for the New England states, and it could hit New York. But a lot of these other places are going to see a lot of rain and not so much the snowfall that's coming with it. But you can see from all the ensembles, the expected snowfall to come Friday into Saturday. A lot of them have the Ohio Valley. The southern half will be rain. The northern half will be the major snowfall of a foot, and it will be for the northeast as well. It's just not going far down the mid-Atlantic. And a lot of these do show that it will be the northern half. Even this one right here, this is showing like the Canadian right here. So it's still unknown, guys. It's just a lot of them is showing the southern half will be rain and the northern half will be the snowfall. But still, in the next 5 days, is going to bring a few inches to Seattle, Portland getting up to 7 inches. Still bringing a lot of the higher elevations of California. But as you go by the central U.S., where all this is falling down, you can see it's all going across Missouri, getting over a foot for St. Louis, Missouri, going all across Illinois, Indianapolis, over a foot, Fort Wayne, Columbus, Ohio, Cleveland, anywhere from 4 inches to almost a foot. But it shows that Pittsburgh and Philadelphia will get a few inches out of this, as well as for the Northeast and New York. It's just not going too far down the mid-Atlantic. So it should go further down Jersey, but not much further than what we're seeing on this storm that's coming to y'all very soon. But it is adding up to a lot of snowfall. Even maybe Detroit finally getting a good snowfall instead of an ice storm. Plus update on that cold air coming, because we're still in a negative Pacific North American pattern. This is still going to be cold air on the western side of the U.S., going up on a higher ridge to the upper Midwest and the Northeast. And this is where the cold air is dipping in on our first one. This is your EPO, East Pacific Oscillation, where they go on a high ridge or a deep trough on the West Coast. You can see that storm coming in, and the one that's coming in all the way to the 10th is coming real deep. This will put a lot of cold temperatures on the West Coast, pushing your jet stream all the way down to the Southwest, building a high ridge all the way up towards Alaska and bringing them warm temperatures. But you can see as well that we are going into another somewhat dip as we go in the beginning of April. And that's right when we're going to get that potential next cold air coming down, just like the cold air we're getting pretty soon on this first one. But let's talk about April weather a little bit later. Let's talk about the one coming in March. So you can see with the Euro in the blue, the GFS in the red, they are in agreement that this cold air is coming all the way down to March 5th. And they're also in agreement that our East Pacific Oscillation, where you get on a high ridge or that deep trough on the West Coast, is just going off the charts. Very strong cold air coming down, bending our jet stream. And you can see that shot best here of North America. So as it goes all the way to the 4th and the 5th, all the way to the 6th. You get this very deep trough going all the way to the west coast. This is at negative EPO. But at the same time, it makes this high ridge all the way towards Alaska. And it's going to be bringing Alaska some warm temperatures while we get this next cool front. But you can see here on your temperatures that it comes way far down with the cold air while you get warmer temperatures over Alaska because of this setup. And this cold air will stay towards the west coast, the upper Midwest, and go out through the Northeast by the 10th. So that is our cold air that is coming. We're still in a negative P&A, guys. Now remember, I am giving away another one of these solar weather stations for today. This is the best one they have, guys. It upgrades your winds every 17 seconds. You get a great display, and it's very versatile on how you install it. But if you want to be eligible to win one of these today, you have to be a subscriber, you have to hit the like button, and you got to put the secret word. And I'm going to keep the word WeatherMan. I love the way y'all all interact and talk to me. I love talking to my community. So put the word WeatherMan in the comments, and I will pick the winner for tomorrow. And I will announce the winner in tomorrow's video. So remember, if you ever hear from someone from Telegram, just rhyme it, guys. Telegram is a scam. That platform is horrible. So if you hear from someone from Telegram posing as me, tell them to contact you. Just let me know in Gmail. I will get rid of them, and make sure you block them so you never have to see them again either. YouTube don't do much on this. It's really disappointing that they don't help with this problem of all this spam coming from Telegram. And this is a live shot that we have now. You can see how it's transitioning now into the freezing rain and going towards Green Bay as well. So just be aware, a lot of this freezing rain is going to accumulate, and it is going to be a dangerous situation. You could even see more power outages because of it. Thank you all so much for your time. Most of all, I appreciate every single one of you. God bless you and your families. But remember, in spite of all this going on in our lives, there's so much going on in the world, always stay happy, because Jesus already won for us. Amen. Matter of fact, I want to read to you John 16:32 and 33. Behold, the hour cometh, yes, is now come, that ye shall be scattered, every man to his own, and shall leave me alone. And yet I am not alone, because the Father is with me. These things I have spoken unto you, that in me ye might have peace. In the world ye shall have tribulation, but be of good cheer. I have overcome the world. Amen. Now, I do pray for all of you, especially all of you that was in a lot of that wind damage and tornadoes yesterday. I do hope that you did see my video and heed my warnings, and I hope everyone is okay. God bless you and your families and keep you safe. All glory always goes to Yahweh, our Father in heaven, our God. And he says, be of good cheer, for he has overcome the world. Amen. Hallelujah. Have a great day, everybody.